So I felt so self-conscious during my photo shoot that I had a couple months ago, and I wanted to talk about it because sometimes we think, you see someone showing up, they're confident in what they do, confident in business, and you just assume like they are just this really confident person. And that could be true for some, but that wasn't really true for me, and it's not true for me in all areas. I want to talk about that a little bit and just kind of talk about my photo shoot, my branding photo shoot that I had. It was the first time I ever had it. So I just wanted to go into that a little bit and share. And I want to start this series where it is confessions of a plus size Christian weight loss coach, and just really give you the raw and the real, outside of the teaching videos, outside when I'm sharing the Word of God and how to apply it to our weight loss journeys. So I really want to kind of give you this behind the scenes look of, just what's going on, like the feelings of things like that happen behind the scenes as a businesswoman, as a mom, as someone on a weight loss journey, as a daughter of God, as all those things. So let's talk about this photo shoot. So one of the things though, before I get into that, just in this series, like I'm down here on the floor because this is where I sit when I just have like these really raw moments with the Lord. Not exactly right here, actually like over there next to my bed. I'm in the corner of my room, but on the floor next to my bed right there is where I just get down and have these like really raw moments with the Lord. Like most of the time I'm sitting on my bed or at the desk, like reading, kind of downloading, typing notes in. But those moments where I feel like this really like pull to like get closer to me right now, with the Lord, that's where I'm like, I'm about to start crying right now. Sitting on the floor with him, just in prayer, listening to worship music, weeping. Usually I have to go get tissue paper because, snot nose crying and all that stuff. And so that's what I kind of want this to be, where it's just these really raw moments where I know it's my safe space to share with you what's really going on. And I'm saying that in air quotes in my head because I get that this is the internet and, not everyone is going to be safe to share these things with. But regardless, I feel like this is something the Lord just really wanted me to do. Because one of those things too with us on our weight loss journeys is that sometimes we can feel very alone, and not in the journey itself, but in the struggle or in the challenges or obstacles of the journey. So whether it's in weight loss, whether it's in our life with the Lord, whether it's in business, as a mom, whatever. And so this series is really going to be me sharing like the real in multiple areas of my life. It'll mostly be the weight loss journey, business, things like that around the weight loss journey, but there may be those moments too as a mom, as a single woman, as a woman trying to walk this out with the Lord, that I'm sharing those things too. So that's why the title includes, and also as someone plus size, because there's challenges in that in itself, right? So that's why the title has like plus size and Christian and weight loss coach all in the title, because I may share all of those things. So I just wanted to say that, and I hope you'll be along with me for the ride of this series, whatever it shapes out to be, whatever it is really starting to look like. Yeah, I just hope you're here for it. And these probably will be longer videos, because you can ask my friends when I send voice notes, they're typically mini podcasts because I'm sharing and I want to get stuff out. I like to give a lot of context for things as well, so that makes the voice notes even longer. because I'm prefacing and giving disclaimers and doing all the things. So yeah, so these videos most likely will be longer, but if you like those kind of chatty videos where maybe you're doing other stuff in the background, then this is the video, because there won't be a lot of editing. Not going to be putting a bunch of stuff on the screen. It's basically just me having a conversation with you. So like I was saying, I felt so conscientious. I felt so self-conscious during the photo shoot that I had. I had my first ever photo shoot for my brand, for my business. I'd never done it before. Now granted, I've had photo shoots where I have my kids take my pictures, or like I'll go to the park, have them take pictures, or on my front porch or whatever. So, you know, those, but with a professional photographer. This was my first time doing that, and it was fun. I really felt like it was a time in my business where the Lord was saying it was time to do it, because I didn't really feel led to do that before. Maybe that's a whole nother video, but I really feel like he had me in a season of being hidden for a while, but now is the season where he's saying it's time to be more visible. And so that's why I felt that he was telling me it was time to do the photo shoot. And so I was so excited. You know, like I made like my whole like mood board, like the branding board, you know, what I wanted, what outfits I wanted to wear, what kind of shots I wanted to have for the photo shoot. We had our meeting before the photo shoot. The photographer that I had was amazing and is amazing. Shout out to Stacia. I've actually used her twice now, because I used her for that, and then after that brand photo shoot I had a speaking engagement, and so I had her come take pictures for me of me speaking, which was another first, and we can talk about that in another video. But my first speaking engagement in front of strangers. And so yeah, so we you know, got everything set up. I ordered my outfits off Amazon because that's primarily where I shop nowadays, but I got my outfits and everything, and was just like so ready, right? And now mind you, I was wearing like pink jacket, and then some capri pants that I had for a while. I bought some new tennis shoes to go with my jacket, my Whole and Holy shirt, which is the name of my business, my company. And so I had that as one outfit. Then I had another like really fun outfit where I had this big tulle skirt. That's another story for another day of that actually we'll probably get into. Actually, I want to share that with you, but you know, just had my tulle skirt, and I just felt really good about the outfits I had, that they really represented me and kind of what I like to wear, what I want to, how I want to show up and things. And so yeah, so everything was all set. She recommended a makeup artist for me, which I don't typically wear a lot of makeup, but she's like, well, with these photos, since it's your brand shoot, you're gonna want to have your makeup done. So she recommended a makeup artist for me, so I wanted her to do, you know, just like kind of a soft glam, neutral glam type of thing. And if you hear any noise in the background, my son's in the kitchen, so, and also my dog's right over here. But anyway, so I had this all set up. And so I went there, got my makeup done first. The makeup artist was amazing as well. My makeup looks so good. Like it's so funny because whenever the photographer, when she would take pictures and she would show me the shot, you know, before she continued, and I just kept looking like, who is that? Who is that? Right? Because like I wasn't used to wearing so much makeup, and it was so beautiful, the makeup. So, but it just kept throwing me off guard because I wasn't used to wearing that much makeup. So anyway, the makeup was really good, and so I had the makeup done, and then I was going to change there, and then head over to take the photos, because they were in two different locations, like not very far from each other, but just different places. So I needed to get dressed after I got the makeup done, and so I just went into like this side room that she had to get dressed, because I needed to show up in my first outfit. And there was some lady in there that was somebody's mother, like the other hairdresser there, the other makeup, I think it was a hairstylist, braider, that was there. Her mother just happened to be in the side room, and I didn't really care about her being in there while I changed. Like, I was having my Spanx on and everything anyway, so I didn't care. And so, you know, I had tried on the jacket when I got it from Amazon in case I needed to return it. I knew my shirt fit, I knew the shoes fit, but I had not tried on my capris, my jeans. And I didn't try them on because I've had these jeans for so long. So I'm like, you know, they're gonna be fine. I just need to make sure the rest of my outfit fits. I've had these jeans probably for like over a year at this point. And yeah, I wasn't worried about it. And I go to put the outfit on, and I cannot get these capris to button. I could not get them to close. And I wasn't just talking about, you know, like a little bit, you can like try to like really force, you know, force it. It's just a little bit. No, like there was big space. And now mind you, I am an hour and a half away from home, so I can't like run home and go grab something else. I don't have time and no money to go try to buy some more jeans really quickly. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? And I'm just sitting there like, you know, trying to get these capris like to button, because not only do they have to button, they also have to zip up as well. And so I'm trying to get them. I asked my daughter to try to help me to button them. I'm sucking it in. I have on Spanx and I'm sucking it in, so it's almost there. I'm like, okay, like if she could just pull harder, I know like they can get them closed, and then we can try to get them zipped. And the lady in there was like, you know, she was like, did I want her to help me? And so I was like, sure. Like, so she tried, she was like pulling, and then she popped the button off of the pants. So now I have no button. And so we're pulling, we're like trying to hold it together. She saw like a safety pin, so we put the safety pin. And now mind you, we didn't have like a rubber band or a hair tie to do, you know, the little trick with looping it through so I can get the button closed. But I knew I also had to get it zipped up, and I didn't want to do that little loopy trick because here I'm about to go take these photos. I don't want that showing up on the photos, right? Because I was tucking my shirt in. And so we got it like to zip after like, you know, struggling. We got it to zip, like pulling it down, pulling it up at the same time, and zipping. So all hands on deck getting these pants zipped. But we got it zipped. We got the safety pin on for the button, at least to try to hold it, you know, closed so it wouldn't unzip. And then I had a belt, and so at least the belt could kind of close it a little bit, but it didn't close it fully, because if you ever try to put on really tight jeans, the pressure from your belly starts to unzip it anyway. So that was still, you know, like it was zipped, but you could still see like where it was separated because the button wasn't there, and then the zipper was trying to sneak down a little, all these things. And I was like I was excited, having my first photo shoot, and then this, right? And so I'm trying not to be like discouraged or anything with what's happening. And anyway, so I finished getting dressed, putting on like the jewelry, putting on my shoes and things. And then the lady in the room was like, you know, my daughter tried this thing. She was drinking this drink every day, and it really helped her. And she was like patting her belly, and she was like, it helped, you know, it was really good. She lost some weight, and I was just like, oh, okay. Now, mind you, I know this lady doesn't know me. She doesn't know what I do, that I help people lose weight. She doesn't know I'm like so anti-diet culture and quick fixes. She doesn't know this. She's just saying something based off her observations, unsolicited, right? I know she didn't mean it in a mean-spirited way. She thought she was being helpful. However, that was unsolicited. I didn't ask. I didn't ask for weight loss advice. I asked for help with my pants. And why are you assuming just because I'm plus size and overweight that I want to lose weight? Yes, I am, but she doesn't know that, right? And anyway, so if you want to talk about like something, I already am feeling annoyed, self-conscious about the fact that I'm going to take these beautiful pictures and now my pants are like not fitting, button broken, and then here you are with some weight loss hack that you want to share that I don't really want to hear. I don't want to hear about it. I didn't ask. And don't get me on my soapbox about those type of things to lose weight. But anyway, so I left. I went to go take the photos, and I had it was fun with the photographer. Like I said, taking them. We had she had a couple of different scenes set up. Where, you know, like I had the one outfit in the one scene, then the other, and then I changed, and then took pictures with, did I do both? Not pretty sure I only did the one scene with the other outfit because it was more fun, where the one was business, so she had kind of like an office setup plus the regular one for headshots and things like that. And then I had some props and stuff to take the photos with. And one of the things, like I said, she would do test shots, you know, to test the lighting, and then she would show it to me to see, you know, like how I like to pose, etc. And what I noticed is that, one, like I said, I would keep looking like, who is that? Like, it was just so weird to me seeing myself with all that makeup. It was almost like I was looking at someone else. But the other thing I kept doing in the beginning was it would go from the makeup, and then my eyes would like dart down to look at my stomach. And so every time she was showing me, I was looking at my makeup, looking at my stomach. And after all that, it was just so clear to me how, even though I can show up confidently to share these weight loss things, to enjoy the journey, know that, you know, you're gonna lose the weight with God, let Him lead you. I help all these women, you know, in the community to be able to get past what it is that they are thinking about themselves and their bodies. But it made me realize in that moment that there are still these areas where I'm dealing with it too. And that's okay. And that's okay. And that's why I wanted to have this series and share these things with you, because we show up, some of us, like confidently, and we're sharing the things, and you know, they work well, but that doesn't mean that we don't have our moments. It doesn't mean that we're like perfect and have it all figured out while you're still struggling and challenged and having all these obstacles. No. That's not how it is. That's not reality. And I don't care if someone's a millionaire, it seems like they're on top of the world. I bet they have insecurities too. I don't know if there's anyone that doesn't. And so it was just reality for me in that moment that I still have, not as much as I used to, but a little bit of insecurity around my belly. Most of my weight is in my belly area, and my thighs and my backside as well. But most of my weight is in my belly area. I'm very much shaped like an egg right now. that may be another story for another day. Because of I had breast cancer and a double mastectomy, so all my weight that I had up here a few years ago is gone. So now I'm shaped more like an egg. But it just helped me to see like how I still have this insecurity. And I know that's something, because one of the things, like when, you know, I'm sharing things with women and helping them learn how to lose weight with God, is that this is a healing process. And I'm still healing. And that's something the Lord had to remind me of. Like, yes, I have gone through and am going through the process still. I'm still healing. I am not 100% healed. Not at all. And in multiple areas. Now, there are many areas where I am, but there's still some that I'm not. And what he's like continuing to show me is that this journey is very layered, right? And so you start out your weight loss journey thinking the problem is one thing. And so he peels that back, it's healed, it's off, and then there's something else. And then he peels that back, it's healed, it's off, and then you realize there was something under that, and something under that. And underneath all those layers is this woman that he created you to be, and he created me to be, that is whole and healed. But we have to get all these layers off first and allow him to peel them away in his timing, in our healing process, and just trust the timing and the journey of it. And there will be these little things, just like this photo shoot, that are going to reveal these areas that you may need some healing still around this. And I will tell you, like I said, there was still a little bit there, because before it was a big thing. So before, when I first started, me, first of all, sharing my weight loss journey on YouTube was a big step for me to be able to even show up fully on camera like that and be like, hey, this is me, all big and stuff, like, let's lose this weight. But I was more okay doing that because of the fact that it was like, hey, but I'm doing something about it. And so I'm going to show up and you're going to watch me lose this weight. So I was more okay with it then. But then like the business side of things started, you know, where he birthed this business through that journey. And so then I found myself in this place where I didn't want to show my full body, because I didn't want to hear the world and their comments about, how are you sharing about weight loss and you're still fat? Like, I didn't want to hear that. So I would only show, well, you know, like you're looking at me right now, here, right, on social media. And so one day, as I'm going through this healing process with him, I'm like, I'm going to show my full body. And I did in a couple of posts. And it was so freeing to be able to do that, to say, hey, this is me. I'm still on this journey, like it or not, but this is what God called me to do. So I'm going to share, even while I'm still journeying and still have like over 100 pounds to lose, right? And so that was why I'm saying, like, a lot of it was peeled away, but there was still this little piece. And one of the reasons I brought my daughter with me on the photo shoot was to take some kind of like BTS photos and videos and things. But looking at those videos, I was realizing, like, that means I like fully have to show my body, the weight, my big belly, the tight pants, all the things. And when I got the photos back, I was just like, they are beautiful and I am beautiful. And it was just this weird thing, like looking at the photos, because I know I'm beautiful, like, and I'm not, you know, saying that from a place of pride. Like, I know I'm beautiful, but when I looked at the photos, it like really sunk in, like from my head to my heart. And yes, they were highly edited. My teeth were whitened. You know, I had on all that makeup, but it was still me, you know, just elevated. But for some reason, like, it really went from here to here. Like, you're beautiful. And what I think happened is that, because I felt beautiful on the inside, but I finally got to see the outside looking beautiful. Because a lot of times I'm like, t-shirt, cut off shorts, you know, very relaxed, chilled. I not taking the time, that'll be something else we'll talk about another day, but just not taking the time to like fully show up in the way that I know the Lord's calling me to. So to see myself like that, it like really hit me. And I was like crying, like even now I'm tearing up thinking about it. And so I made a decision at that point that, you know what, I'm not hiding any of this anymore. And so I started like kind of like a series of like me stepping out, showing these behind the scenes videos and that my daughter had taken of my belly and all of me, but you know, with my belly, and just wanting to come on here and share and be real and honest about the journey, because I know I'm not alone in that. And like I said, we can start to feel like we're alone. We can start to feel like we're the only ones dealing with these thoughts and this struggle and the insecurity and wondering, why does everyone else seem so confident in their weight? Because we see, like, you know, the plus size celebrities and all that, like, why can they be like so confident in their weight and I'm not? And I'm not saying I don't want to lose weight, because I still do, because I want to be healthy. I want to have the energy. I want to be able to sit down here and not like have my belly on my thighs, right? Like, I still want that. But it's okay to be fully okay with where I am right now and feel beautiful and still want to, you know, walk out this journey with the Lord and walking it out fully in joy and fully okay and fully showing up like, this is all of me. Take it or leave it. Because everybody's not going to get it. There's going to be people that don't want to follow, don't want to hear what I have to say because of the fact that I'm still plus size. But oh well, so what? That's their loss on them. I know God called me to do this, and He called me to do this right now, as I look right now, period. He didn't say, wait till you lose 20 more pounds and then I want you to start showing up and saying what I'm telling you to say. No, He's like, show up now. He didn't say, wait till you lose 20 pounds to start like feeling confident and helping other women. No, He said, do it now. And so that's what I'm doing. And that's really what this whole photo shoot and experience really kind of helped to peel off this other layer of like me still hiding a little bit behind the camera, behind social media. And even like that next month when I did that in-person speaking engagement, like there was still a little bit of that I had to get over, and we can talk about that later. But yeah, so I don't really know what I want to say except, you know, like what lessons you're going to learn here. But one, I just want to say that knowing that you're not alone, that we struggle, we have insecurities, but the Lord's working through those things. He's going to give you those experiences where it starts to highlight some of those things that He still wants to refine, burn off, prune off, so that you can continue to grow and continue to produce fruit. So allow Him to do that. This journey is just very layered, and so what that does is it just reveals to us areas that we get to work with the Lord on more. Maybe it's things that you're going to journal on with Him, things that you're going to find scripture around to help you work through them, right? So there's that. The other thing too is just knowing when it comes to being confident and showing up confidently, that the only way to do that is to keep moving forward through the fear, through the insecurity, through the negative comments that may come from people. Because on the other side of that, as you keep going, you'll realize that you do feel more confident because the Lord has strengthened you. Because when we're weak, His strength is made perfect. So He's going to strengthen us through those things, so that the next time I have the photo shoot, it won't bother me. I won't keep looking at, my belly whenever I'm taking pictures. I'm going to know, like, it's there, whatever, look at it. Also, the other thing, like with the lady in the comments, just realizing that people are going to say what they want to say, and we can't take those things to heart. It's really learning to guard our hearts throughout this journey and throughout life in general. Just learning to guard our hearts, because guess what? Even if I was the goal weight I wanted to be, I know there are people that are thin and have to deal with people making comments about how thin they are, right? There are people that want to gain weight and people are making comments to them. So we have to just get to this place where, regardless of what other people are saying, the only voice that we really listen to is God's voice. And so we move forward. What does God say about me? God didn't say I needed to drink your special drink to lose this weight. He's got a specific plan for me. He's got a specific process for me, right? He calls me beautiful just as I am. He calls me qualified just as I am, as I'm on this journey. And I also know that He's using this journey to help His daughters to break out of the shame, the guilt, and things like that, so they start showing up now where they are in the journey. And also to say, as I'm losing the weight, like, hey, Jesus works. You can lose weight with Him. You don't have to do all the things, right? So I know He's using me in that way too. So how can He show people that if I don't start showing up now with the weight? Because if I just show up at the end, once I lose it, you don't know how I lost it. So just know that you're not alone. I want to share this verse before we go. This is the verse that, like, my business is founded on, Whole and Holy Girls Club. This is our foundational verse, as well as my entire business, Whole and Holy. And it's just something I want to leave you with. It's 1 Thessalonians 5:23 and 24. Hold on, I gotta flip to the page because it's the actual paper Bible. This is like my actual Bible that the Lord like gives me downloads and revelations. That's why it has like sticky notes and looks a hot mess. But 1 Thessalonians 5:23 through 24, and it says, when I get to the page, now may the God of peace Himself sanctify you completely, and may your whole spirit, soul, and body be preserved blameless at the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ. He who calls you is faithful, who also will do it. So just know, as you are going with the Lord through this journey, through this weight loss journey, through this journey of life, that He is going to sanctify you. He's going to call you to holiness. So you're going to go through things that refine you, He's going to call you to consecration. He's going to call you to holiness, and not holiness as in the religious way, but to be more like Him, because we're made in His image and likeness, right? So He's going to call you to shed some of these things off of you that don't look like you, don't look like Him. So that's why He wants to sanctify you completely. He wants to get rid of all those things that don't look like Him. And for this instance, it with me was being self-conscious about my belly and my weight and how I was looking. And He's also calling you to wholeness, spirit, soul, and body. And so he's going to take you through the healing. He's going to take you through the process, whatever he needs to take you through, so that you can become whole again, because he created you whole. And so he's going to take you back to that place of wholeness again. And just like it says in verse 24, he who called you is faithful, and he will do it. So just know that he's going to do it. Know that you're not alone, and that he is with you, and he is faithful to make you whole again. And so just trust him with the process. Thank you for chatting with me. It was so nice having this conversation where I could just be real and honest. And yeah, I look forward to talking to you next time.